We're back, and I'm fixing to fry up the catfish, and I'm gonna start with a self-rising flour, and I'm gonna use about 4 parts of self-rising flour to about 1 part of cornmeal. A lot of people use straight meal on their fish, but I don't like it. I like a more floured base. So I'm just gonna mix that up. As you can see, I had really good luck. I got some nice fat cats. And we're gonna just salt them. And I love to put a little Old Bay. And you don't want to be shy in salting your fish, because that really is another one of those foods that if you don't give it enough salt before cooking, it might be hard to get it salty enough after you've gone through the cooking process with it. And never be afraid to rub your meat. I love rubbing and touching my meat and getting those seasonings in all the cracks and crevices. And I'll show you a little trick. If you don't have a thermometer, I'll show you a quick little trick that will let you know if your grease is hot enough. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna dip my fingers in a little bit of water and just put a splash in there. That lets me know that that grease is ready. When I'm cooking inside, I always use a black cast iron Dutch oven because it gives me the depth that I need. If your piece of fish is too big for your pot, you can always take a knife and just cut it right in two. But these are gonna fit nicely down in there. And you can see our grease was just perfect. And while our catfish are cooking, I'm gonna move over here and I'm gonna start mixing up those delicious little Hushpuppies. We're gonna start with self-rising cornmeal and self-rising flour. And as you know, if you're using a self-rising cornmeal or a self-rising flour, they already have the leavenings in them, and they also have salt. But I'm still gonna put a little extra salt in these just because you want your Hushpuppies to have a little salty taste to them. And I'm gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. We're just gonna stir that up, and I'm gonna put 1 small chopped onion. And a Hushpuppy is not a Hushpuppy without the onions. And we're gonna add 1 egg. And then our milk. Actually, this is buttermilk. That's why we're using the soda. And I'll tell you why these are called Hushpuppies. All fish fries are usually done outside, and naturally all the dogs are going to gather around all the good smelling food, and they're looking for something to eat. And the cooks would throw the little fried bread to the dogs and say, "Hush, puppy, hush." And so they became known as Hushpuppies. And you see how I'm having to take my fingers and scrape the batter off the spoon. Well, I'm going to show you a little trick when we're frying them that your hands will never have to touch your batter. And let's come over here and see how our fish is doing. Oh, it's looking beautiful. And I'm just going to flip those fillets. And remember, we don't want to overcook this. We just want the fish to get past the transparent state. And while our fish is frying, I'm going to go ahead and drop some Hushpuppies into the grease. And this is the little trick I want to show you. All you have to do is drop your spoon into a glass of tap water. And you scoop your Hushpuppy into that, and the water allows that Hushpuppy to fall right off. There's no doing with your other finger. And you see it's popped up to the top, and we're going to put just a few in there. And then, as soon as they start browning, we're going to just flip them. And if you wait too long to flip your Hushpuppies, they'll get bottom heavy with the grease and they won't want to flip on you. So you kind of want to start flipping them pretty soon until they're nice and brown and done. You can just take your cooking utensil and just kind of give them a little nudge and they'll turn right on over. These are looking grand. Since I've got a little bit more room over here, I'm going to drop a few more. Now, if I was cooking this outside, if I was cooking for 20 or 25 people, I would have my pan just full of my fish. And then the Hushpuppy would be the last thing that I would fry. Let's see if we can take another peek at our fish. And it's just about perfect. When you know they're almost done, you can see a little clear liquid coming out of them in the creases, and we'll know that we're almost there. And I think our catfish is ready. Yeah, so you can see the juices just clearing out of the fat part of the fish. We're just going to drain him good. And then we're going to put them on the paper towels to catch any of the excess grease. And we're gonna take our hush puppies out. Looks pretty tasty, doesn't it? And I'm gonna run out here, outside. I can't resist using the fresh herbs. And look how easy our catfish and hush puppies were.